The Georgia Tech Counseling Center is a service that provides mental health counseling for students. In addition to individual counseling, we provide group counseling, couples counseling, and consultation. We also provide assessment and testing for students, which also includes career testing.
Faculty can be very helpful in providing assistance to students, in lending a caring and compassionate ear. But I think one of the things that's important to remember is not to shrug off any concern that a student might show to a faculty member.
As faculty members, we all realize that there's an ebb and flow to the semester. There's the beginning of the semester, there are midterms, there's spring break maybe, there are finals.
But stress can occur for many other reasons, not all related to the classroom, normal life, relationships, and the faculty in general should always be aware of that. Yes, pay attention at times when you expect it, but always pay attention because it could be coming from other sources.
There are ways in which graduate students experience life on campus very differently from undergraduates. They have a lot more external pressures than undergraduates may feel. The pressure to finish in a timely manner, financial pressures, the advisor-advisee relationship, as well as they're more likely to be married and have children. So these are some things that as faculty members we need to look for.
One of the easiest ways to understand stress is to think of stress as occurring in 3 different levels. So the first level of stress can be considered a mild level of stress. The second level of stress that typically occurs is more moderate and tends to involve more noticeable significant behavior change. The third level of stress signifies a much more significant level of distress that a student can be experiencing. It's a pretty major change in the way students might behave. Students seeking mental help may feel like they are going to be weak or they need to take care of problems themselves, when in fact seeking help, seeking counseling really is a sign of strength.
Another common myth is that seeking help is something that only that student has to do, that everyone else seems to be fine, but I'm not. It's common that the family or cultural beliefs will influence how a student sees getting help themselves. I think it's important to respect those views and at the same time provide accurate information to help minimize stigma.
An initial consultation is a time and a place where students can spend an individual session with one of our counseling staff to go more in depth about their presenting concerns, some of their history, and some of the relevant factors that might impact their presenting issues or concerns.
Counseling is a collaborative process which begins with the student expressing their concerns and talking about what's happening for them and their experience. And then, at the same time, the counselor is listening and working to build a rapport and a connection with the student so that when they provide feedback, there's already a foundation there of mutual trust and respect, which is very important in the counseling process.
We work in collaboration with the Dean's Office very closely so that if the Dean's Office speaks with a student who's been referred by a faculty member, the Dean's Office will refer that student directly to us.
The benefits of the online referral system are such that we're able to make an early intervention with a student and a timely one. If a faculty member refers a student at any point in the semester, the goal is to get the student in within 48 hours of receiving the referral. Faculty should never really confront a student, even in a caring way, in a public place where the student might feel awkward in terms of a response. They should never contact their family because the Office of the Dean of Students really takes the lead in doing that. It's a quiet kind of place of strength on campus, but a very necessary one. There have been many students who have shared with me along the way that if it wasn't for the Counseling Center, they would not have made it through Georgia Tech.
The Counseling Center really provides help for individual students who are in difficulty. But it has another role, I think, which is that it's a symbol that we care. The very fact that it's here and that we advertise its resources and that other students use it, I think is an indication to students in need that they can go there too.